We'll say I'm pretty loud. Pretty cool. That's pretty. I feel like it's a little bit better. Not that I'm not like, crying or anything like that. My bad throat. Boo. That's not what I want. What if I just go on Spotify? Non copyrighted music. Let's see. Loud. Sick. I will make myself just like a little bit louder. I lost the Reddit stories I had pulled up. There we go. Oh, that's the wrong tab. Duh. Supposed to be on that tab. Right there. Yep. Pretty sick. I just want to see this. Like right here. Okay. I want this on half of my screen. I want this on the other half. Oh, that's not even zoomed in. I think I'm allowed to do this. Interesting. All right. Horror stories. Ah. Okay, we'll read this one. This one's called The Woman on the Bank. The first time Carter saw the woman, she was standing ankle deep in a mud at the edge of the river. They passed her just after dusk, running north through the water on the color of old coffee. I don't think this one's written by a dude who speaks English. For sure. I only say that because there's so many grammatical mistakes in this one. There we go. This one says it was written by some dude in English, so we'll assume it is. It says American. Oh, I don't swear. I swears a lot. Alright, here we go. In the heart of a quaint, faint, and forgotten town, nestled under the shadow of an ancient hill, stood the Westbrook House. It was a relic of another era, and imposing structures whose sagging roof and weathered walls whispered tales of iniquity and mystery. The townsfolk often spoke of the Westbrook House in hushed tones, exchanging rumors of ghostly apparitions and unexplained phenomena. Our story begins on a particularly stormy night, as young Ethan, a local antique enthusiast, ventured into the Westbrook House, guided by nothing but his flashlight and an that's a big word for Elmo. I'm not 100% sure about that. Insatiable curiosity. Ethan navigated through the creaking corridors and dusty rooms, his heart raced with every gust of wind that rattled the window panes. Each thud of thunder echoed his own pulse. It was in the attic, a place where time seemed to stand still, amidst the clutter of bygone days, that Ethan found it. A vintage vinyl record player, its glossy black surface barely visible under a layer of dust. Beside it lay a single record and its label worn away by time. Compelled by an inexplicable urge, Ethan set the record on the player and wound it up. The needle dropped with a soft click, and the room was immediately filled with melodies so haunting, so captivating, so eerie, that Ethan stood transfixed. The tune moved through the air like a living entity, curling around an embrace both chilling and seductive. What is the story already? Let me post this on my After Hours account. I want like a black screen. Sick. Anyways, as the last snow lingered in the air, a strange lethargy came over Ethan. His eyes grew heavy, and the world around him faded to black. He collapsed on the attic floor, the record player spinning its silent song to an audience of shadows. Ethan awoke to a darkness so profound it seemed to swallow him whole. He tried to move to speak, but his body refused to obey. Panic set in as he realized he was trapped within the confines of his own mind, uprooted to the cursed tune that still echoed on his thoughts. Days turned to weeks, and weeks turned to months. Ethan's physical body lay comatose in a hospital bed. His family and friends standing vigil, hoping for a miracle that would never come inside his mind. Ethan wandered through an endless expanse of shadows, the cursed melody only his companion. In this realm of darkness, Ethan encountered those like him, souls ensnared by the tune of the cursed record. They were but whispers in the dark, sharing their tales of woe and regret. Some had been trapped for decades, their bodies withering away in the real world as they roamed the shadowy landscape. Ethan refused to accept this fate. He searched tirelessly for a way to break the curse, developing into the deepest recesses of the shadow world. It was there in a forgotten corner of darkness that he found her, the composer of the cursed tune, a spectral figure whose sorrowful eyes held the weight of the centuries. She revealed the truth to Ethan. The record was her final composition, a melody born of heartbreak and despair. It was never meant to be played, for in it she had poured all of her pain and longing, creating a curse that ensnared anyone who heard it. Determined to end the curse, Ethan and the composer forged a plan. Day that they reworked the melody, weaving in notes of hope and redemption. As the new tune filled the shadow world, darkness began to recede, replaced by a growing light. One by one, the trapped souls were freed, and their minds returned to their bodies in the real world. And when the last note of the redeeming meadow faded, Ethan found himself awakening in his hospital bed, the faces of his loved ones blurry but unmistakable. The Westbrook house still stands standing and brooding. The vinyl record and its player are nowhere to be found, perhaps hidden away by some benevolent force. But the town folks know better than to venture into the attic, for some melodies are better left unplayed, their notes echoing in the whispers of the wind. Interesting. Okay. I don't like that one. Like it was like a good story, but it had like a good ending, and like yeah, that's what you want in a story, I guess. Maybe that's what you want in a story. But I just I didn't like it, and if some people have been trapped there for decades, what if what if they died in like the real world, but their minds returned to their bodies? Are they just trapped again? Like, how would that work? I don't I don't like that one. What is the song that's playing? Really awkward. I don't like how hyped up these songs are. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, I can also control the music like that. I didn't know that. Alright, let's go back to wherever this one was. Okay. This one's called The Last Hand. In the heart of a rain-swept city where the neon lights flickered like the last burst of hope, Sam Jennings found himself at the end of his rope. His debts were like chains, each like a reminder of his failed ventures and broken dreams. The bar he slumped into that fateful night was like many others he'd visited, a refuge for the lost and the weary. As Sam nursed, he as Sam nursed his drink. It's a weird word to put there. As Sam nursed his drink, the door creaked open and walked in a figure that seemed to command the shadows, dressed in a suit as black as the starless night, with eyes that glimmered with a strange crimson light. The stranger took a seat next to him. They struck up a conversation, the stranger's voice smooth like velvet, cold as ice. I know your trouble, Sam Jennings, the stranger said, swirling his drink. I can offer you a way out. A single game of poker. Win, and your debts vanish. Your pockets fill with endless wealth. Lose, and you belong to me. How cool would it have been if I did like this? Sorry, I get distracted very easily. I'm gonna pull this up, and it's probably gonna open right here in the middle of the screen. Okay, I'm also really loud. Put those two up there. Okay. If I did something like, okay, we're gonna redo that part right there. We're gonna redo that. I'm gonna go like this. "I know your troubles, Sam Jennings," the stranger said, swirling his drink. "I can offer you a way out. A single game of poker. Win, and your debts vanish. Your pockets fill with endless wealth. Lose, and you belong to me." Desperation clouded Sam's judgment. He agreed. The game was set in a private room. Still kind of dark. The game was set in a private room lit by candles that elongated the shadows on the walls. The cards fell ancient and heavy in Sam's hands. As they played, it became clear that this was no ordinary game, nor was his opponent a mere man. The air grew thick as the candles flickered, and the stranger's eye burned with hellish light. Sam played like never before, but luck was not on his side. As he laid down his final hand, a losing hand, the stranger's grin widened impossibly. "A deal is a deal. A deal is a deal," the demonic entity hissed. In an instant, the bar vanished. Sam found himself in a realm of darkness and fire, a prisoner of the demon he had gambled with. Days blurred into nights, and nights into endless torment. But Sam's spirit, through battle, was not broken. He learned the ways of his demon's realm, biding his time, plotting his escape. Sam discovered that the demon, bound by ancient rules, had a weakness. It could not refuse a challenge. With nothing left to lose, Sam challenged the demon to another game, staking his very soul for a chance to return to this world. The demon, amused and confident, accepted. This time Sam played not just with his cards, but with cunning and wit. Each move was calculated. Each bet was a step closer to freedom. As the final hand was drawn, the air crackled with tension. Sam revealed his cards, a winning hand. The demon roared, a fury sound that shook the very foundations of the dark domain. But a deal was a deal, even in hell. With a flash of blinding light, Sam found himself back at the bar, with his debts cleared, his life his own once more. But he knew deep down that some debts come with a great price, far greater than money. Ugh. They all have good endings.